This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2017 in Vancouver. I have with me Stephen Dean, Atlantic Gold. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, AGB on the TSX-V and SPVEF on the OTC markets in the U.S. Welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks for having us on, Shelley.
Now let's start, Stephen, with an overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Atlantic is in construction for the next producing mine in Canada, in Nova Scotia. In September we commission, and we're about to produce gold.
That's a pretty big event for the company, isn't it?
It is. Since Rick Rule and I sat down in December 2014, we said, here's an asset that we can develop and put together in a short space of time, and I think we've delivered on every milestone that we said we would.
And this is gold, eh?
This is gold, producing just under 90,000 ounces a year for about $530 an ounce. Low cost, decent mine life, and we're about to expand.
And what kind of grade is it?
It's a medium grade deposit, about 1.5 grams per ton. Low strip ratio, highly economic gold deposits.
And what's the background on this mine?
Well, this industry every now and then goes through cycles, as you know, and what we saw was the capacity to consolidate 4 deposits under the one roof, which is now Atlantic Gold, and put together a resource of about 2 million ounces of medium grade, low cost ounces in open pit, so low risk. Finance it, put it into construction, and as I said, we're about to commission in September.
And it's in a friendly district.
In a very friendly district. In fact, the first gold mines in Canada were in Nova Scotia in the 1830s.
What differentiates Atlantic Gold from other companies in your space?
That's a great question, because I think every company should have a differentiator, and I think we have several, but the key ones are, one, we as management own about 35% of the company. That's uncommon in this space. I think that speaks volumes about our confidence in what we're building here. The equity financing for the development of the project has largely come from us, from our back pockets, in a time when the gold market was down and doing a tough time. Second differentiator, I would say, would be our focus on risk, minimizing risk. This business is full of risk. We love the upside that the gold business can bring, but I think you've got a number of levers and buttons that you can pull in this business that we actually apply that reduce the risk for our shareholders, including ourselves as management as shareholders.
So what's your background?
Oh, I've been in the business for a long time, hence the gray hair. But I was one of the original members of management for a company called Normandy Mining, which was a startup company that grew to about $4.5 billion in market cap. It was sold to Newmont, as you might know, in the late 90s. I started a new company called Pac-Men, which grew to a 300,000 ounce producer in Western Australia. And that company was sold to a company called Teck here in Canada, Teck Corporation. It's a multinational diversified mining company based here in Vancouver, and that's what caused me to move here to Vancouver. It's the largest coal producer and base metals producer and a significant gold producer, and I ran that company for a number of years. Took a sabbatical, and then Rick and I sat down and said, let's build a new company.
So do you do in the company also exploration and development of any properties, or it's strictly now going into production and that's the main focus?
Production and construction has been very much our focus for the last several years, but in the last 7 months we've drilled about 60,000 meters of drilling and put together a new resource, measured and indicated resource, only in the last week or so, which totals about 850,000 ounces. So we've been exploring vigorously for the last several months and added that resource to our resource base, and we hope to turn that into a reserve in the next several months.
Tell me a little bit about the rest of the management team.
Management team's probably our best asset, excluding me, if I can say that. But
oh, you didn't have to.
But our chief operating officer is a lady by the name of Marie Spellinger. She was a senior VP at Goldcorp, one of the largest producers, as you know, in North America. We're privileged to have her. She's probably the strongest technical executive in the mining space who I've ever had the pleasure of working with. She's our COO. We've got some really deep exploration experience as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get your website out there for more information, if you would.
Sure, it's AtlanticGold.com.
Simple enough, ladies and gentlemen, Atlantic Gold. It's Stephen Dean. This is a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, AGB on the TSX-V, SPVEF in the U.S. market on the OTC. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2017 here in Vancouver. Stephen, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Shelley.